This is Figures Sold Separately, episode 197, Articulated Figures Sold Separately, April 7th, 2018.
I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up,
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
they got the best for so much less.
You'll really flip your lid.
Some bikes too, trains too, video games.
It's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz.
I don't want to grow up, cause baby if I did,
I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. Once a Toys R Us kid.
always a Toys R Us kid.
So, no joke. The last time I was in this place was probably 25 years ago. I mean, you were in here
the
like
school supply aisle?
yeah,
Oh.
because everybody were broadcasting live from Staples.
As you may have heard, they're going out of business.
Poor Staples.
So no, we're actually recording this live at Toys R Us because sad story.
If you're listening to this in the future, Toys R Us used to be a place filled brim to brim with toys. It was a store just for toys and apparently school supplies, because we are honestly standing in the school supply aisle.
Yeah, and like easels, like Little Tykes easels. I forgot about Little Tykes, but yeah, they're going out of business, and so we decided to basically do one last go through of the Toys R Us and kind of take you guys along with us, and we'll kind of talk about some of our memories. One of the coolest things was while I was waiting for you guys to get here, I was just kind of sitting in the parking lot in my car, and this family comes out, and there is this 2-year-old, maybe 3-year-old, probably 2-year-old, in a full-on Chernobyl meltdown. I mean, man, my testicles literally just retreated back up into me.
The
Like,
kid got into that place where he went all limp to try to
Yes.
but then also flailing, so limp and flailing at the same time.
oh, absolutely, just losing his
Powerful
shit.
stuff.
And yeah, we are going to cuss in the Toys R Us, so
yeah.
get over it.
But that was part of like the genuine Toys R Us experience was, I mean, and the reason we're doing this is that for a certain generation, namely mine and Matt's, this was like the Toys R Us kid generation was a real thing. Like, we didn't have Amazon. There were a lot of things that the day that your parents would take you to Toys R Us, and not even like to buy you things, just to walk around. It was like a miniature amusement park where you could go around and just look at all the toys. And part of the experience was you would see happy kids coming in and crying kids coming out.
A lot like Showbiz Pizza and what's the one with the rat? The one that's at Chuck E. Cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot. They're kind of a similar experience, probably.
is, like,
and that would be a great day. Was when you got to go to Chuck E. Cheese, and then you got to come to Toys R Us to buy your birthday present, like right then and there.
I don't think that ever happened to me.
That never happened to me.
But-
You must have lived a charmed life.
But Carly, you're a few years younger. Was Toys R Us like a big fixture in your childhood too?
Yes, but like, I don't.
Or was it like the Walmart toy aisle?
See, I want to say it was like the Target toy aisle, actually, because that was the one.
Talk
that,
about a charmed life.
you went to get clothes or something, and you were like, "Can we please just look in the toy aisle, please?"
Yeah. But like, Toys R Us was definitely. This is like a 1983 thing for me, and I think it predates the toy aisle at Target. It predates Walmart being a big thing, and it definitely predates obviously Amazon and places like that. So,
well, and Amazon and Walmart are really the places that are putting Toys R Us out of business, because most people, I mean, just as far as market share, they've just snapped up a huge market share of this, of toys.
yeah, and the toy section of Walmart takes up a good like quarter of the store now. Have you ever been down there?
Yeah, it's
with
huge.
bikes and everything.
So let's walk around. We can. It was actually tough getting Ken to like, come on, let's start recording, because like he's like, no, but I'm looking at the Legos and everything. It's fun.
Well, and we're going to shoot a little video and put it up too while we're here. But one of the things that was kind of remarkable about a place like this for us was that they had built kind of like we've talked a lot on the show about how companies like Apple, they kind of build like a mystique around their brand. And what's as we're talking, we're kind of like trying to stay out of other shoppers' way. It's actually pretty busy considering they've got a big closeout sale going on. But and it's a bunch of really cute kids walking around with parents that just look tired.
Oh my God, they look so tired.
I can only imagine. I mean, it's just, yeah. But it's like this is where I want to be on my Saturday.
But Toys R Us had managed to put like a mystique up around their brand where there was a lot of sort of social currency to their brand, and the way that they. Like, their song was kind of iconic on the commercials and the...
I mean, were you a Toys R Us kid?
I absolutely was a Toys R Us kid.
Can you sing it for
and
us?
If I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with.
Wow.
From bikes to trains to video games. The biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, 'cause if I did... Take it, Matt.
Something about a Toys R Us kid. I don't remember. I'm literally...
I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
I'm literally slack-jawed right now. And so is Carly.
The irony there, though, is that our generation was proof that no matter how much you grew up, you could still be a Toys R Us kid. Because in the 80s, that was the presumption that you would somehow grow up and not be 30 years later standing in front of a line of Thomas the Tank Engine as we are right now.
Oh, that makes me feel sad now.
But they...
Like, Thomas, we are in front of Thomas the Tank Engine. Look at this.
So here's some Thomas stuff.
Here's a whistle.
There's a lot of Thomas stuff. There's like an aisle.
This whistle doesn't have the plastic on it. Do you want to put your lips on that and blow? Oh, wow.
I'm not scared. I'll either get syphilis or I won't. So.
Wow.
Cartoo's trying to eat a bean burrito, and it's.
We are nothing if not professional.
Yeah, exactly. But the
look at these little Thomas mittens.
Yeah, this is what's different. Like at
I
Walmart,
didn't know Thomas was still a thing.
At Walmart or a place like that. Like at Walmart or a place like that, you're going to find maybe a shelf with Thomas stuff, and we're standing in an aisle that is nothing but Thomas the Tank Engine paraphernalia.
Yeah, it's an entire aisle. It's two sides.
Huge, and take a little video of it while we're standing in it, but. We are not the only adults that are walking around the store, like looking without kids, looking kind of misty, and that's kind of cool. I remember the commercial that came out when I was maybe a tween, so somewhere around middle school time, where they had the kids from the Toys R Us commercial when they were like children, and they had them again in the commercial when they had gotten older.
Oh my God,
and it was really showing them like and this was that's part of like the mystique that I was talking about that they had built up around the brand and kind of the concept of it. So there's really not,
so when did Toys R Us really become a national brand? It would have been like late 70s, early 80s, right?
It would have been late 70s, yeah. I would say late 70s. I'm sure they were around a while before that, but as far as what it is now, that's not something that's usual. And
this particular Toys R Us is in Asheville, North Carolina, and we are across from what used to be the other mall.
Yeah.
Well, it was the other mall, and then it kind of died.
It died. It was a dead mall for probably 5 or 6 years.
Oh, I think longer than that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then now it's outlet malls.
Yeah, they tore it down and kind of redid it as an outlet mall.
That's sort of the new thing to do, and I think this happening to Toys R Us is probably a. It's kind of the death of the toy store concept in total. FAO Schwartz is owned by Toys R Us, so they're kind of done now.
Oh, they're gonna go away too then. I guess.
Well, they were bought a few years back by Toys R Us, and I think KB Toys went out, when we were still kids.
That was like a smaller, like a mall
kind of
toy store, right? They were always
like Walden Books was to like Borders.
Mm-hmm.
And then Borders died. Like, it's kind of, this is like the retail space is really very different, and it's changing very quickly.
And I was kind of surprised that I always thought that Toys R Us would be just for little kids, but there's even some toys that I would say are geared towards teens to even maybe our age. maybe some nostalgia kind of stuff. Like you had commented before we started recording on a Lego set that was definitely not marketed towards kids.
Yeah, definitely not. Like, and I think that's part of what is so is such an irony of the Toys R Us space, is that the whole jingle was, I don't want to grow up, because if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. And a good 10% of the toys in here are not geared toward children.
Yeah.
I mean, the Thomas aisle notwithstanding, because
we are in a very kid aisle. So we'll continue on to because what we'll do is we'll circle back to the Legos, because I think Legos is pretty much what all of us are interested in.
There's a section marked collectibles, dollhouses. Oh,
in the interest of having a lady on the show, we should.
Guys, it's Calico Critters.
What are? Do you know what Calico Critters are?
Yes.
You may have to interpret some of these brands for us.
Okay, so I never had these growing up, but my best friend had them, and she had the tree house, and it was the shit. And it's all these cute little families of critters, and they have like moms and dads and babies, and
These look very European.
they are very European.
Yeah, so this is like a little RV, and they're like little. Are they bunnies? And they're
So
like
this
in
is
a,
the bunny family. They
there's
also
different
have
families.
like the kitten family, the puppy family. They've got like some like crazy ones, like like this guy down here. He's like a badger or something.
Yeah,
He's a little grumpy.
these look very European. Are they? Do they have like the little flocked fur
Yes,
on their?
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like a lot of the toys were like those little flock.
Right, because we should say that you grew up in Germany for a big chunk of your childhood.
Oh, and yeah, it says it does it International Playthings LLC. It does have a New Jersey address, but and made in China. But I would be
Really? Wow.
No way.
So exotic.
Tokyo, Japan. So this is a Japanese toy.
Wait, are you saying that a cute toy came from Japan? Because I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
We
even
saying
picture
that a United States brand of popular toy,
This is not
was
a
actually
United
a
States
Japanese. Was actually a Japanese toy first that was reinvented and then resold to the American market,
No
because
way.
such a thing has never happened.
Never. Okay, so also over here, so what's Imaginarium? Is that like the house brand for? Do they have like a house brand? Because this looks like basically Thomas the Tank Engine knockoff.
Oh yeah.
So I'm wondering if does Toys R Us have like a store brand or something?
It's like a Sam's Choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Sam's Choice.
like
chain set.
it's like Equate chain set. That's mean.
There's some interesting things that like
I think we are.
there's like an abominable snowman made out of foam.
We're in the section.
Jumbo foam Yeti, $20.99.
We are in the section of the toy store that the kids get their.
What is this?
Oh, that's a knockoff Jurassic Park toy.
Oh, it's very much a knockoff. It's very much
It's a
knockoff.
dinosaur explorer toy.
Hey, it has articulated figure.
We are in the. It's got like 2 points of articulation.
Can we brand to articulated figures sold separately?
That's Matt's spinoff where he does Kama Sutra.
Oh God. Jeez. Everything. So all of these, they call it Animal Planet, not trademarked, not the cable network.
No, it is the cable network.
Oh God, it is.
It is, yeah. Shark. This is your Shark Week.
So it's all 20% off.
Yeah, that's your Shark Week tank ocean collection.
That's actually pretty cool.
We are in the part of Toys R Us that the kids who don't brag about their toys shop in.
Yeah. Okay. So like Carly, when you were growing up, what would you say your socioeconomic standing was? Like, were you middle class or?
We were like, middle class, like lower middle class.
I think we all were. You may have been a little more upper middle class.
Yes,
Ken,
I was.
right?
I mean, I never knew that, but yeah, probably.
Yeah. So you had all the cool toys. You were the one who was.
Yeah.
Kinda, but remember, like I spent a big chunk of my childhood in Germany, so a lot of my toys were like the wooden train sets and stuff like that. Because something that's very distinctly American, at least it was at the time, it might be different now, but the idea of like certain toys are for boys and certain toys are for girls is not an intrinsic thing. that's
in Europe. That's there's the more blurred lines.
At the time, like I had never been to a toy store before that had a section for boys and a section for girls until I moved to the United States. So,
interesting.
Like, it's like something like a train set, and here, if you notice, like on the packaging for the train sets,
they're all boys.
It's all little boys, and there's really not a whole lot that's really, what makes trains for boys, what makes like Matchbox cars and things like that for boys. That was always very confusing to me. And I was into things like that were because my aunt used to send me videotapes of Saturday mornings, and I watched all of it. So I didn't know that things like Care Bears and Rainbow Bright and stuff like that were for girls just because they had characters that were girls until I was an older kid and moved here and suddenly realized, like,
suddenly realized that you
know
were
about Care Bears, and I'm not supposed to know about.
And suddenly realized you were probably going to get beat up for wearing your little Rainbow Bright socks.
That was a tough summer.
Did you ever have a Care Bear?
I had a bunch of Care Bear sandbox toys.
Interesting. I had a Care Bear. I had the Shamrock one.
Oh, nice.
Lucky something.
Yeah.
It was when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of liked it. I never watched. Yeah. But I never watched. I never watched the TV show. But I just thought it was a cool bear, and I wanted.
Yeah.
it.
But like things like My Little Pony, which ironically now have like a middle-aged male audience.
Yes.
I didn't know that was like that because the characters were girls. It was not for boys, and it was when I got here and had to sort of reprogram myself into, okay, these are the things I'm supposed. And then there's always these really ambiguous things like Fraggle Rock, where I was like, I don't know where. Like, is that cool? Can I like be into Fraggle Rock? Is that
right? And it should be known you are not German. You were an expatriate family,
right,
living there your dad was in business in Germany. Some with the military, right?
Military, yeah. He was in the military. I mean, our family.
Oh, your dad was in the military.
My dad was in the military, yeah.
Okay.
And we were stationed there for quite a while, but I was not starting from like when I was a baby to when I was like 7 or 8 years old. So a lot of my context for this kind of stuff came from there. And then when I came here, I got into all the same stuff that the kids here got into. Power Rangers and that was a little after me, but Ninja Turtles was probably that was like the last wave I caught, because I was really into like Star Wars and Transformers and G.I. Joe. I was like a very quintessentially 80s kid. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Voltron, and which the interesting thing about Voltron is I had a Voltron. I had the combiner Voltron, but I had never actually seen the show until I came here. So because we could still go on Post when I was a kid, and they had toys there that you could buy that were from the United States, but like we didn't know what they were. What did you find, Carly?
Yeah,
so
Playmobil. I remember Playmobil.
I had tons of Playmobil,
but we had so much Playmobil. That was our jam, and all three of us kids played with it. And I just found a cement mixer Playmobil, which has great significance for Ken. It's like one of his Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. Cement mixers are a big sort of piece of Americana from my childhood, but I don't.
Technically, they're concrete trucks, but it does say cement truck.
Well, they're mixer trucks.
Yeah, it's a mixer truck.
It's a mixer.
It's got to have the spinning thing.
But
get bonus points if it's spinning.
But they.
I wonder if it spins.
Playmobil was one of those things that comes from Germany, and we had tons of Playmobil, and again, gender neutral.
Really?
Well, again, gender neutral, and here we are in the Playmobil section.
But I don't know. It's just like this is the only Playmobil section. This is so sad because Playmobil is very extensive. And
Playmobil is extremely extensive. It's think Lego in terms of like the sets we're looking at here are numbered in like the 9,000s.
Yeah.
So
and they're roughly the same scale, right?
No, the people are about that high. That's about 3.5 inches.
Yeah.
Right, but is it the same scale across all of the play sets?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it is.
It's one line, and everything's compatible, just like Lego. And I think it's one of the most one of the biggest things I missed was when I moved to the U.S. They didn't have Playmobil yet. And I had tons of Playmobil, and I should probably dig that up. I bet a lot of my Playmobil is very valuable now.
I bet it is. Your mom won't let you take it home, though. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Do they hold value? I mean, is that a collectible thing?
I'm positive. Are
yours in good shape, though?
Oh, they're great. Carly,
Oh, that's so cute.
Carly's
Matt.
laughing.
Well, he doesn't play
Been
with
into
his stuff.
house. Does he take good care of his stuff or no?
I
Yeah, he
have
does.
A lot of my toys are in mint condition, and the ones that aren't were like hand-me-downs from other kids.
Ooh, Matt, what did you find?
Oh, it's a jet. It's a little Playmobil.
Playmobil jet.
So I used to have one of the little people jets. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the little
I know
people,
what you're talking about.
right? And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the police set too. That's really neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it looks like a little Learjet or something, a little private jet.
It's not inexpensive.
No, it's not.
Oh, so what? How much is it? Oh God, 60. So the jet's $40, and the city action set is 60, which has a lot more pieces. But you know,
114 pieces.
but you know, knock 20% off that. Who wants to have a school bus one though? I mean, like,
Oh my gosh, we had an ambulance with like casts and little stretchers.
there's one
and
right
it
here.
was
It's
the
right here.
cutest thing
It's right
ever.
here. It's just sitting back here.
Oh,
The little
see,
ambulance.
that's what we had. It was super
Wow,
cute.
that is really cool.
Yeah.
See, all of mine are different because they have. Well, and yours may have come with this, but did you notice that your Playmobil came with decals in all the different languages?
Yes.
And so mine, most of the decals on them are in German.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh no, I was about to ask because the school bus, it says Ecoliers. Is that like school bus in some other language that I'm not aware of?
French, maybe?
could be. But this is also one of those things that you have to understand that Playmobil, the play pattern for Playmobil doesn't really involve a lot of conflict. It's really just a lot of it is about like
Except
daily
the
life.
police
Yeah,
city
and
action
also
set.
the ambulance.
Well, and
I would make it have a lot of conflict.
well, and mine when I was a kid had a lot of mine when I was a kid had a lot of what.
There's a light bright, like an original light bright.
What?
When I was a kid, we had a lot of
God.
pirates and stuff, pirates and knights and
Yeah,
stuff
Cody
like
had
that.
all those too. He had like the drawbridge and
Well, it's sort of like with Lego. When we were kids, you had the themes, right? You had castle and you had space.
Yeah.
And all the cool kids had space, like me.
Wow. So this is like an original. I mean, it's an updated light bright, but it's definitely original.
Did you have a light bright growing up?
I did, but it was much bigger. Like this is like I guess
Yeah,
probably
it's like
backlit with LEDs, but mine had like a 60-watt bulb. or-
Yep, that you had to screw in.
Yeah. So. Oh man. Oh, this runs off batteries.
Oh wow, I had to plug mine in.
Yeah, this is some technological advancement there.
Well,
Techno advancement. Oh, here. Sorry for me.
Oh my gosh, look at the record player. I had one of these.
Will kids even know what this is?
My
well,
nephew would.
This is an. I mean, let's remember this is an Asheville Toys R Us.
Fair.
So this is for your like hipster children to have a frame
Although
of
this
reference.
is part of the Fisher Price Classic Toys line.
Oh yeah.
You did mention the light bright, and one of the cool things about this, like my light bright was the size of like it was a big block.
Yeah, that's what mine was, and it had an incandescent bulb behind it.
Incandescent bulb inside.
So I'm guessing. I mean, obviously, this is probably LED lit if it's run off batteries.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you can't electrocute yourself like you could with the old school one.
Yeah, but then where's the sense of
And look,
danger?
there's a ViewMaster with the first man. Now wait, how did they do a 3D picture of the first man landing on the moon?
A 3D picture of the first man landing on the. Well, it's 3D converted. I don't know. Ask Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick probably knows.
Or ask the guy who did Avatar. What's his name?
James Cameron?
James Cameron. Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick probably knows how they faked the 3D moon landing.
Well, he was involved. He did the whole
Absolutely
thing. so
did the whole thing.
obviously.
This is one of the ones that I think is remarkable.
Oh, it even looks like it's been yellowed, like it's old.
They've aged these, which really just means they're going and finding all of our old toys and repackaging them. These are
It literally does look like it's been aged. Like it's not bright white anymore.
no, it's yellow.
This is how I kind of remember it looking.
Well, and the weird thing about this is, and what we're looking at here, if you're listening to the audio, is that it's the
chatter telephone.
The chatter telephone
it's
from
a
Fisher Price.
It's a rotary dial telephone that looks like it has a face on it.
Do that again. Everybody will recognize that noise, and it has the It has the eyes and the face on the front, and it's a pull-along toy, so that when you pull it, the eyes move back and forth.
Yeah.
And what's weird about this to me is that it's an approximation of something that like modern kids don't have a point of reference for.
Right.
Like this is a stylization of a telephone from like the 1970s.
Now look at me. Don't look over here. How much do you think that is? How much do you think they're selling it for? Like list, not before the discount.
$30.
Oh wow, no, 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just.
I mean, at $15,
I assumed it was going to be a lot.
at $15 minus 20%, that's not a bad little deal for
that's
something
a
from your
great little
childhood.
gift.
And this would have been like when these came out in probably the late 60s. These probably would have been like some of the first plastic toys. This is when they were making that transition from metal to plastic, which of course is way safer because you're not going to cut yourself on it.
Yeah.
And cheaper. Don't forget cheaper.
Guys, can we talk about the
course,
insane...
That would have been in the
the
40s, right? When they were saving all the metal for.
Yeah, that's
For
when
the war.
they started coming out with things like Bakelite. Like plastic really wasn't a thing until like the late 50s. They kind of designed cheaper.
Because I know metal toys all went away in the 40s because of
lots of
war
wood. Yeah, there would have been
conservation.
lots of wood and lots of Bakelite and things like that. And really, they just didn't make toys back then. So, what else do we have here?
In my day, we didn't. In my day, we didn't have toys.
Look at this! Look at this giant Crayola crayon full of like giant Lego blocks. That's kind of cool, and it's only $20.
Let's go to electronics real quick.
So what? I mean, what can you make with that? We're taking photos or video, but this is really cool. It's like a giant Crayola crayon. Yeah, it's like probably 4 feet high. Would you say?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think that any of the employees give one hot damn about anything that's going on in here. Like, hey, I'm out of a job in a month and a half. I don't give a crap. So now, Ken wants to get a photo in front of the Thomas the Tank Engine. It's like a giant. Always do video because then you can screen capture from the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
Oh, we got to show what you're really hanging out on.
What do you think?
Thomas.
So what do you think that they'll do with all of these display items when the store closes? Like, do you think they'll start selling these off?
They probably can't because I bet a lot of these things aren't licensed to be like sold. So they probably have to destroy them all.
Oh, that would be such a shame. And there's even like a full Thomas the Tank Engine playset that they have set up so that kids can.
When they close this
Which is very
place down,
smart, actually.
a lot of the people
Yeah.
that work here will probably take a lot of it home.
Yeah.
I bet the dumpster behind here is going to be
Rated a couple
awesome.
months.
Yeah, prime rating.
Whoa, what is this? So
Maybe we'll do a follow-up episode where we're rating the dumpster behind the TRU the day after they close.
So one of the things that I love and loved as a kid was any kind of light up toy, like electronic light up stuff. I was fascinated with, and this looks really cool. It's kind of like a light bright, but it's got RGB LEDs arranged in a grid. It's called a Kano, K-A-N-O.
And you can
Says-
make your own games.
It's very
Yeah.
STEM-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is because it looks like you've got
But
like
we
a
are
little
in the
keyboard.
we are in the science and learning aisle.
Computer kit complete for $150. So it's a tablet with a touchpad and a keyboard, an orange keyboard.
That's cool.
And then I guess you can maybe use that to program the actual
It's
little light display.
$149.99. You could get a pretty decent laptop for $149.99 these days.
Yeah, a little Chromebook or something.
Yeah.
But the light panel, which is probably, I don't know, 10 by 30 or 10 by 20 LEDs, all RGB LEDs, it's like $80. Like, but knock 20% off that. They even give you a handy little.
Oh, yeah.
For those of us who are math challenged, they give you a little table, like your multiplication tables. So,
I remember
very small section of books.
Yeah, very small section of books. I remember that when I was a kid, Toys R Us sold NES games. And
Don't they still sell video games here?
Probably, yeah. They probably sell video games, but I remember like the original Nintendo. Like one of the things you used to be able to do is a lot of department stores and toy stores and places like that would have whatever the latest console was, like actually set up in a kiosk. And there were certain department stores where like all the kids that had come to shop with their parents were just all like cloistered in the toy department around like the Super Nintendo in a transparent glass box to like play with the controller. That's like take turns playing on the controller.
They still do that in like Walmart's and Best Buys.
It's true, yeah.
So if you hear this like white noise in the background, we are under one of those. It's one of those air conditioning units that looks like a speaker almost, like they're just huge, and it is just pumping out air conditioning. Well, and also, by the way, we have Gertie in the store with us. Hey, Gertie. Hey, Gertie.
She's sniffing the phone.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's but I remember seeing the Nintendo 64 in a Toys R Us for the first time, and in those days. Nintendo 64. In those days, the way you learned a new console was coming out was it would show up at Toys R Us one day.
Yeah, because there was no internet.
And I remember seeing like they had the launch title, which was Super Mario 64, and just seeing Mario running around in 3D blew my mind. At standing there in Toys R Us with a kid playing it. I didn't play it, but another kid was playing it, and it was just kind of one of those moments where it's like, I guess there's a new Nintendo now.
Yeah. So there's a baby section here with like car seats and
Babies R Us
strollers.
is the whole concept of Toys R Us.
Right, and Babies R Us is owned by the same people, obviously.
Yep.
Right,
and they're going away too.
They're going away too.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's no Babies R Us in Asheville, I don't think.
No, I don't think
Not
so.
anymore.
There used to be one.
I think so.
Hey, Gertie.
Papoose must have put it hard out of business.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. An inside joke there. Paw Patrol. Now, this is something that I've seen a lot, but I don't know what it is.
It's a TV show.
It's a TV
'Cause I don't have
show for, like,
kids.
toddlers.
Okay, and it looks like
apparently it's huge
exclusive to
because-
Toys R Us.
Holy smokes! There's a lot of Paw Patrol.
So it's a Nickelodeon show because it says Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Oh, it's made by VTech? Interesting.
No, this is a Paw Patrol VTech.
Oh.
It's a VTech licensed Paw Patrol, so it's not like made. It's not like made by VTech.
I mean, it kind of looks like Thomas the Tank Engine, but with dogs, and they are police and firefighters, I guess?
Yeah, like Gertie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gertie would be a Paw Patrol, right,
Yeah,
Gertie?
Paw Patrol is based on Gertie's life story.
Oh my goodness.
Rusty Rivets, which looks like some type of human knockoff of Paw Patrol.
Sounds like a porn actor.
Rusty Rivets.
Rusty Rivets. And oh wow, the Disney aisle
Disney
is
Junior.
the pinkest thing I've ever seen. This is
Well, this is only for girls because we know that pink is only for girls.
Well, and naturally, they have a pretend vacuum cleaner and shopping cart.
And a purse with a little dog in it because that's what women do.
Yep.
Literally, that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Take a picture of me standing in front of the.
Yeah, here we go.
oh my goodness.
Like we said this was going to be pretty, this is basically, we're just taking you with us as we walk through
Yeah.
the Toys R Us, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
This is, and it's what's unusual is there's a statistically improbable number of carrying around a small dog inside a container toys. like
Yeah.
a good third of an aisle.
It's not as big as you thought it would
If
be.
you've ever hung out with like little girls between like the age of, I don't know, like 2 and 12, they have some sort of stuffed animal in some sort of small carrier case.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Even though it's like a purse or
I've
whatever.
carted a dog around in a carrier before. I don't.
No judgment.
No judgment.
Absolutely into the toddler toys.
Okay, so wait a minute. Oh, wow, look at this.
This is the toddler scale and proportioned Millennium Falcon with
This is awesome.
and the AT-AT, which is, I mean, these are like so cool and also adorable.
Also, right underneath one of those giant air conditioning vents.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That is so cool. It's like, it's so squat and it's very cute. It's very cutesy.
And it's for ages 3 to 7. When I was age 3 to 7, I had Star Wars toys. Like just the regular ones.
Yeah, exactly.
But now...
Well, not at 3, though. Not at 3 or 4.
I don't know. I think I did.
Really?
Yeah.
You were at 3 or 4? Okay.
Return of the Jedi was out. I was with it. I knew what I was doing at that point.
Were you a hep cat?
But they did. But they've got like.
Wait, it says try me.
Try me.
Here comes Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Toddler. Oh
my God, it moves.
Oh, wow. toddler Spider-Man is terrifying. He swings, flips, and tumbles.
Let's try that again.
So it's a
Ready for action.
it's a Tickle Me Elmo-esque.
Yeah, when it moved, I was a little.
He's just really into CrossFit. He's just
Well, you know how we know he's into CrossFit is because he's going to tell us about CrossFit.
he's going to tell us about CrossFit.
Yeah,
And
he's
he
probably
is-
also vegan.
He's very he does a lot of crunches.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's doing crunches. Chomp Squad seems like another. It's like Play School Heroes Chomp Squad, which seems very much Paw Patrol-esque, but with dinosaurs. Yeah,
But it's kind of Dino Riders because it's got the little
it is.
it's got the little men in it.
Oh, there's a giant Optimus Prime down there too.
Yeah,
Like, would toddlers know what Optimus Prime is?
absolutely they would.
Yeah, they would.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not messing around.
Oh, look, coloring books. I don't know. Have you ever? I know. I can imagine that you have, Carly, because this seems like it would be very you. But the whole adult coloring thing. Have you gotten into that?
I haven't. I have a couple of them, but I've never done them.
I've done it a couple times. It's surprisingly therapeutic.
Cartoon, you're more of a jigsaw puzzle kind of person.
Jigsaw puzzle girl. It's true.
The classics.
And
Yeah.
also, Gertie is just chilling hardcore in your arms right
She
now.
is. She is super tired.
Yeah.
There's
You took her to the. You guys went to go see
Infinity
War
today.
with Gertie.
We did. She
Yeah.
went with us.
She didn't like it.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. We had to cover her ears for most of it because it ended up being a lot louder than we anticipated.
Did you go to which movie? Did you go to Biltmore Grand?
Yes.
They are so loud in there. Like
so
it's turned up
loud.
so loud.
Yeah.
And we won't spoil any Infinity War in this episode.
That's
But we'll
next
talk-
episode.
Yeah, well, or previous, depending on what order we put them out.
It was
Yeah.
right. It would have been last episode, so don't worry about it.
But I found
nice.
I found
Is that a poop emoji?
I found a poo emoji that you can color.
and
is, like, the
interestingly,
best thing.
the picture on the box is not colored as poo. It is colored unless.
I mean, if you're just going to color the whole thing brown, what's the point?
Yeah, it's true.
And
Well, you
not-
could color it brown and then.
Not all poo is brown, Matt.
That's true. I've had, like when you have to use Pepto Bismol, you get them black poops, like jet black.
So there you go. You can just Sharpie this entire poo.
Good say, what color is your poo?
Wow, this is getting strange.
Hey, Gertie. And the thing is, this place is so huge. Like, we have not even scratched the surface.
We're like not even halfway through.
Stuffed animal aisle. There's an entire
We can
aisle
pick
of
the pace
stuffed
up a
animals.
little bit.
Ooh, I was part of the Beanie Babies era.
Oh, really? Were you into Benny? Oh my God, there are
Yeah.
Teletubbies.
Oh no.
They have Teletubbies. Do they talk? Does Lala? This is Lala.
Matt, be careful because they probably talk and move. There's
Yeah,
one.
they probably yell like, "I need an adult."
There's one thing we keep learning. It's that they are probably alive.
Yeah, probably.
Toys are not just toys any longer.
No.
Oh, Care Bears. Here you go, Matt.
Wow, Care Bears still exist.
Well, this is a 35 years of caring.
And it's interesting because it's all sparkly.
Introducing Rainbow Heart Bear. So this is a new bear.
It's purple.
Rainbow Heart.
Yeah.
Gay
So-
pride.
Probably. Enter to win $35,000 or $3,500. It's not a whole lot of money to win.
Well, I mean, when you're a kid, though.
Yeah,
That's
it is
true.
when you're like 6.
That's true.
You're six,
Second prize.
$3,500.
It's like
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how even adjusting for inflation, how like 12-year-old me, $100 seemed like,
so much.
oh my God. But now, I mean, it's like, oh yeah, I just threw $100 today.
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin. Who remembers Teddy Ruxpin?
Now, wait, is Teddy Ruxpin the one that had the
cassette tape.
cassette tape?
Yeah.
No, or what was that? Teddy Ruxpin?
Yeah, he has a cassette tape. And
Well, I
you
mean, I'm
put it in
assuming
his
it's not
back.
a cassette tape now.
I'm sure these days it's not a cassette, but he was animatronic and had the eyes that moved, and the tape had like the codes in it that they would tell you
Color,
stories.
what's it? Amazing features. Color LED eyes with 40 plus expressions. Animatronic mouth with TalkSync technology.
I'm thinking-
Bluetooth there you go.
Bluetooth
That is
compatible.
not. That is not.
This
your
is not
kid-
your. This is not your daddy's.
mom's.
Yeah, this is not your daddy's Teddy Ruxpin.
Also, one of the first that I can remember, one of the first toys that were like for boys and girls. Like it was not gender specific at all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, well, kind of like Mr. Potato Head. which I used to love. And
there's
for
a
$8,
good amount of Mr. Potato Head
so
stuff here.
so it's a Mr. Potato $8 minus 40%. Wow, I might have to get that.
We have to get a Mr. Potato Head.
I have no
You
room
can
for
get
any of
the
this
silly,
stuff.
the
Though.
silly suitcase up here though that has 35 pieces, and that's where it really gets.
Man,
That's where it gets real.
That's like Lego territory now.
Yeah.
And oh, look at this Jammin' Jazz Band. Does it? I guess you have to put your mouth on it, which I'm not going to do.
We haven't even gotten to, like, the action figures and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Dolls, tons of dolls.
yeah. There's a lot of dolls.
Dolls in every shape and size. A lot of sort of generic
Here we
baby
go.
doll stuff.
Look at this. It's a baby alive. You press this.
Could you help me blow my nose?
And her nose lights up red. Like,
Oh my god, she cries.
Oh my god, she does. She cries real tears. That is creepy AF.
there are, and see, a lot of these are toys that existed when we were kids. They just weren't nearly this high
Well,
tech.
also-
This is another
no, they
example of like
absolutely
the.
were. What was the doll that actually peed and you could change its diaper?
Right, but I think what he means is that like these are using like a audio chip, which
Right.
in
Alright,
my
fair
time
enough.
they actually had little tiny record players in
Yeah.
them.
You'd like push the button and you'd hear the thing like click,
Yeah.
and then the batteries would go down. And they'd be like, "Would you help me?"
And then they really got creepy.
Speaking of creepy, the baby dolls. These are like the dolls from. These are like the doll from.
Middleton doll. I wonder if it's like
Middleton
Kate
doll.
Middleton.
These are like the doll from, or these are like the baby from American Sniper, like the obviously fake baby, but it's like a stage baby. These are seriously like, these look like stage babies.
Yeah,
Except for
they do.
these right here, these are straight chillin'. These two babies.
You don't make any judgments on their sexual orientation, Ken.
Well, no, nothing like that.
They're a little creepy. And there's like a little hole cut in the packaging so that you can like touch them. Like poke them in the eye is what I just
Poke
did.
them in the
It's the first thing I did because I wanted to see if the eyes closed.
To see how soft the blanket is.
Archie, what's going on with these two right here?
Oh, these guys? I don't know, man. They're homies. They're like,
You think they're brother and sister?
They must be.
they don't know. Not unless they're adopted. There's some different genetic codes going on in both of these two children.
Do you think they're dating?
Dating babies.
Wow.
Like, do you think that they're casually? They're not.
It's a
putting
casual
It is a
thing.
little
They're
ambiguous.
not. They're not really putting any labels on anything at this point.
No, and they're not
only-
exclusive.
they're labeled
They're
as-
seeing other babies.
They're labeled as pink giraffe and gray elephant. So
But the boy is wearing blue and the girl is wearing pink. They're very specific on that.
they are.
Well, they do that at hospitals.
True.
Oh, smokes! Dolls.
Just dolls for days. Hashtag. That's a great hashtag. Do you wish, like, would you be that person to start collecting dolls? Because if you want to collect dolls, now's the time to do it because they're very cheap right now.
No.
So these dolls, these are actually very cheap. You can get you can get a 5-pack of babies.
Yeah, of the creepiest looking children you've ever seen.
It's called So Many Babies.
Oh God.
There's 5 of them.
Do you
for
want to
$20?
pretend to be Octomom?
You need a couple more, but yeah, you could be Decamom.
Could be
Des-
Decimom.
Decimom would it be?
No, Decimom would be 10.
So that you have a little dress that you
Yeah,
that you
it
found, and it comes with a like a
Yeah.
ring.
Well,
Although
these are not actual Disney princess dresses.
known as Emma,
Yeah,
maybe because
copyright.
copyright.
Yeah,
It's spelled differently.
Dream Dazzlers Club.
There's a lot of that though. There's a lot of knockoffs, and it's like in Toys R Us, it's big enough to have the real thing and then also have the knockoffs.
Yeah.
So it's not like
but
going
not
into
in
like
the same part of the store.
right. But it's not like going into like a Dollar General where it's all the knockoffs. Here you get the
But it's
knockoffs
not like
and the real.
but it's
stuff.
not like Walmart where they stock the knockoff next to the real one to compare. Here
True.
it's like by contract,
Yeah.
this has to be on like the opposite side of the store as actual Disney merchandise.
There is a Darth Vader something or other.
Dream Dazzlers Club though honestly looks like a weird merger of like Bratz and Disney princesses.
It does look like Bratz.
Yeah.
Of course, Disney already did that with the Descendants line. They already
we
merged.
passed already.
Which we passed already.
Yeah.
This says that it is the friendship headquarters for My Little Pony.
Oh, you can buy a.
Wait a minute.
You can buy a severed head of a friend.
Wait,
Oh,
why are there My Little Ponies, but there's humans too?
Haven't you seen
That's-
that episode, Matt?
No,
Yeah, there's
I
a
haven't.
there's
Where
a
they
whole,
get put into the alternate worlds and become humans?
There's a whole thing,
Yeah, man.
and it wasn't not for the fanboys.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
Did you guys have baby dolls growing up?
Did we personally have them, or did they exist?
I mean, no. Did you personally have them? Ken, you grew up playing
No,
with
No.
ungendered toys.
Yeah, I never
Dude,
did.
it was the 80s, man. There was no gender
All
bending
right.
going on back then.
We had tons of baby dolls, but Cabbage Patch Kids always freaked me out. They are the ugliest looking children. Yes.
You would have come around a long time after the Cabbage Patch craze, which was like 83, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in '88, so yep, missed
Yeah.
that one.
I remember that Christmas of 83 where that was the thing to have.
Yeah.
Was everyone wanted a Cabbage Patch doll. So there is an only at Toys R Us Darth Vader animatronic interactive figure. It says to try me. This is a Toys R Us exclusive.
Everything in this store says "try me."
So, what does it do? What do I push? Oh God!
Whoa!
Whoa! How much is this?
Impressive.
You made him mad, Matt.
Most impressive.
Okay, how much is this? I want it right now. I probably should not have come here right after getting paid.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's
How much is it? How much does it say it is?
All right.
It was $84.90. It was $99.99.
Now
Got
it's-
marked down to $90, then marked down to $84, and now it's
80.
It's $80 now. It's cool, but it's not $80.
It's
cool.
not $80.
It's not good. Sorry. It's making. It sounds like it's making Wookiee sounds.
Most impressive.
Wow.
So basically, you take a thing, you put some motors in it,
Yeah.
some LEDs, and a voice chip, and then you charge $100 for it.
Yeah.
What is this? It's all these little everything. All these have triangles.
Oh, yeah.
That's so, okay. This is the kind of stuff that 10 or 12-year-old me would have loved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
Totally.
lights up. It makes sounds.
I like how quick on that Darth Vader you went from "I've got to have this" to
To,
let me get
I'm
this
fine.
straight.
$80.
Oh hey, look, a scooter that's specifically for girls
Because you know how you know?
because it's pink.
'Cause
It
it's
says
pink.
Daisy on it.
Yes, because it's pink.
I did mention I came in on the tail end of a little bit too. I was a little too old for the Power Rangers craze, but I still feel like even Megazords have kind of gone downhill a little bit. This
now,
one
why
apparently
does it
has
look like the dude
He has
who's-
like a toilet.
I was about to say he looks like he's
Hanging
on
off
the
the front.
toilet and not doing it quite well.
That's pretty weird.
He's very comfortable on this toilet.
This is the.
I don't know
it's a
how
very
he's not
visual
going to
thing.
fall out of it. There's no safety belt. Like, how is he?
There's no way that's up to code.
Although that thing is about to fall apart. It looks like it was returned or something, and somebody didn't. Over 20 inches tall. That didn't sound dirty at all.
Well, so yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on with this kind of thing, but
What is it? It says Power Rangers Ninja Steel. Like this
Yeah.
is definitely
That's like
after
the-
when I watched Power
that's like
Rangers.
the 27th or 28th season of Power Rangers.
Megazord
And
mode, Ultra Megazord mode. So wait,
I just can't imagine being too terrified seeing
if
this
you-
guy coming at me.
if you have Ultra Megazord mode, then why even bother with Megazord mode?
Well, you don't just want to start at Ultra Megazord.
You don't want to like.
It uses a lot of electricity, man.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys, I just found
Wow, they have Tamagotchis
the
still.
#1 banned toy at my school.
In the age,
Tamagotchi.
they are smaller than they used to be, though,
Nope,
aren't they?
that's how they.
And
That's
it looks
how
like
they
it has
used
a
to be.
color LCD now, which is different, or at least
True.
it's colored.
This is a series 3.
Which is this is it's kind of a little bit remarkable that there's that there are still Tamagotchi in the era of smartphones and stuff. I guess not every kid has a smartphone yet.
How much is it?
It
By
is.
Bandai.
I think it's like $15.
I mean, if I was a parent, I'd be more apt to buy my kid a $15 thing than.
Exactly.
Did that scan thing not even work?
I saw it earlier, and also it worked. Alright, it had the thing. Bless you. Hey, we missed the dollhouse aisle, guys. That's not acceptable.
Okay.
We definitely
There's
gotta
an
check
aisle.
I feel like
for
we've been on a
dollhouses?
lot of.
Girl stuff. We're going to run out of episode time before we even get to the boy stuff.
I mean, it's kind of all mixed around.
misleading. There's no dollhouses.
There are no dollhouses.
There's no dollhouses.
It's Cabbage Patch Kids.
Ugh, they're so gross. Ugh. Real yarn hair. Ugh, it's so terrible.
Ew. What's barking? Something's barking. What's going on? Oh my god, it's a pug.
What do you think?
What are the? Oh my god, Gertie is
Hey,
gonna
Ken.
lose her mind.
Come here.
Sorry, guys, I wandered off.
Hey, over here, check me out.
Gertie is not impressed.
What do you think?
Gertie is no. I don't know what that is.
She's having none of it.
She is having absolutely none of this. Oh, they have like little light up collars. Look, that's kind of cool. I think they're like, are they like motion activated?
You can pat their head, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you can wave at them.
Hey, over here, check me out.
Hey, over here, check me out. Boy, if that is not marketing, I don't know what it is. Look, come in, buy me. Ask your mom to buy me.
Come, show me to your mom.
This is kind of the difference between. This is one of those markers. This is one of those markers between like where things are now in the toyscape and where they were when we were kids. When we were kids, like this is the kind of thing that they made horror movies about, were toys that moved by themselves.
Oh, and it would go crazy and
yeah. I mean, this was like
seizure.
yeah. This was not like. And it still to this day makes me a little uncomfortable. Like to have a toy, like if there were a toy in my house that just moved around all by itself.
I will say they sound so much better nowadays with the better voice chips. Like, you know, these when I was a kid would have been like, come here, help me out. It would be terrible.
Let's go this way.
Hey, over here, check me out.
So, is this the Nerf aisle? Oh my god. Wasn't there Nerf stuff back there?
Yeah, I think that was just like the overstock.
Okay.
How silly we were to think that like 2 shelves was the Nerf section.
So this is, look at this. This is so we were talking about there was a pack of 240 back there.
250.
250 Nerf darts, bullets.
Right.
And this is actually for adults because every office in America
has a
has
Nerf
had a
war.
Nerf war at some point. Why?
Well, and
Guys, even the music is like throwbacks. This is Celine Dion, man.
you only need 250 Nerf darts if you have like a rapid fire Nerf machine gun.
Oh yeah, you'll go through that and like. Also, how come Nerf guns jam so much less than real guns? Like, what is Nerf doing?
So I'm holding
So it's like a remote control tank.
I'm holding a drone, a Nerf drone. So
It doesn't fly, does it?
I don't know. It's 20% off, so it's only $229.99.
Holy hell! It is. So it's remote controlled. It has a 35 dart drum.
So you don't even have to fight your own Nerf battles. This
Record your battles. It has a video camera on it. So I would take
These
this.
become self-aware.
This would be like a $250 toy for me to basically drive it once. Because after the first time, it's not fun anymore.
Right.
But drive this into somebody's office and then unload 35 darts at them at their desk.
You just need to have it like the whole time, just like because it is.
And then it'll turn into liquid metal and like go under the door.
I mean, it would be hilarious if like this turns out to be the thing that becomes self-aware first. And it's just completely it's completely impotent, but it's like trying to take over
But
the world.
it's just really annoying. So wait, what are these? InStrike Mega. So these are like giant like shotgun shells for your.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. They're
my
Nerf
God.
shotguns. Nerf
There's
shotgun
there's
shells.
Zombie Strike, which are neon green darts. Mm-hmm. Alien Menace, which are purple and black.
which are only at Toys R Us. Not for long.
Right. Okay, well, wait a minute. Both of the packs have 30. And the only difference between... So one is $12 and one is $10. The only difference, other than it being $2 extra, is there's just a different color.
There's the Alien Menace Voidcaster, which is so obviously Star-Lord's gun, it's not even, like...
Oh, yeah, it really is.
Very much like...
Oh, here we go. The Twin Shock Mega. Like, that thing is insanely big. You know what the best Nerf dart guns are, though? Is, like, the single shotters. Because they go the fastest. Like, unbelievably fast. They'll hurt. Are these, like... Well, this isn't throwback music. It's bad.
Tactical vests.
So they have grenades. Yeah, like, what's a tactical vest for?
Okay.
Like,
Holding all your darts.
You have to admit, Matt, this is a very 90s toy. This is a
Slime
ball,
ball.
slime or be slimed gobzooka. It is a gun that shoots chemical slime, which was very big when we were kids.
yeah, well, because of...
And nobody's... Like,
you can't do that on
somehow it was a massive hit. Like, slime toys were a massive hit, even though nobody's parents I knew let him have slime toys.
Yeah. So what's this Laser X thing? So the guy in the front of this, it's like laser tag at home, and the guy on the front, he's one of those classic, like, dreamy teen guys.
Yeah.
But, like, he seems to be so disinterested in this stupid laser gun. Like, he's just like, whatever.
Well,
This is so stupid.
I'm pretty sure that's just somebody's headshot, and like the arm and gun are photoshopped in because it really does not
so
look like
right.
in real life he is holding.
It's not like this guy where he's actually holding the gun.
And he looks so bored. He looks
everybody.
so bored.
14-year-old boys have to look bored
It's
all
not.
the time.
It's
Yeah.
not fun, Matt.
He's angsty. He's like an
Yeah.
angsty teen.
This toy isn't a good time.
No.
Oh, here you go. X shot. This is when
Whoa.
you don't do Nerf. You can't.
Oh, these aren't Nerfs.
No, these are not Nerf. These are. This is
So they're Nerf
This is.
compatible.
They are compatible with all
They're
major brands.
They're Sturf.
But this is an ammo crate of 500 darts, and this
Yeah,
is
and you know
where
these
it's
will
at
jam
right here.
up. You know, it's like when you go to the gun store and you buy like the cheap Russian ammo.
Exactly.
That just jams in your gun all the time. I actually am not a gun person, folks. So don't write me
Don't
and
at me.
don't at reply me. I'm not. I mean, I like guns, but I'm not like a. I mean, you know, I'm not one of those.
Okay, they have so many of these crossbows.
And they're only $38.
I'm really excited for them to be like 20 because you know they will be by the time this is over with.
Is it even worth 20 though?
It's a Nerf crossbow, Matt. It's absolutely worth 20. It's a big ass
See,
crossbow. too.
I live in a studio apartment.
I know.
All of this stuff is. I'm like, I have no idea where I would put that.
but I would paint it up. I would paint it up all, vampire
Yeah.
huntery.
Well, you could. Don't you use some of these Nerf guns for like doing steampunk cosplay?
Yeah, if I did this one, I'd probably do like some kind of Monster Hunter or something like that.
Okay.
Do it not so steampunky, but maybe kind of,
More
They have a lot of like. They have a lot more bicycles than I thought that they would.
yeah.
You know.
Wow.
Oh look, it's
Matt, you're looking weird at people.
yeah.
We can't take Matt places.
It's like, huh?
It stares at people.
I'm a people watcher. I really am.
There are a lot of bikes. Not much to talk about here, though.
It's a Hello Kitty bike,
Bunch of bikes.
and it smells like rubber.
Star Wars bikes.
It smells like
Like rubber.
rubber tire. It's like a tire. It smells like a tire store.
Darth Vader bike. Thor bike.
Oh wow, there is a Darth Vader bike. Huffy. Huffy's
Avengers
still
bike.
around. And what I love is these are like kind of the classical toys, like bikes and stuff. Nobody's over here. None of the kids are over here. But
And these bikes are marked down like nobody's business. Like they are marked down from.
oh wow, yeah,
Like,
they're like down to like $100.
They're down from like hundreds of dollars to like $89.99, 70 something, $71.99,
What's the front on this Darth?
$47.99.
The front on this Darth Vader thing, it's just like a chintzy plastic, like that'll last like the first afternoon you have the bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Let's go find let's go find the video game section. Like, do they actually sell like? Do they only sell video games that only kids would buy, or do they sell like adult video games?
You mean adult video games?
Well,
Matt?
could you get Far Cry 5 here,
like Custer's Revenge.
or
Ask
even
your
Trail?
parents.
Yeah. wait. There's a
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca in here. Wait, it says "try me." Do you rub his tummy? Give me your book.
I tried. I couldn't get it.
Yeah, I will.
I don't know. When a Wookiee says
down
try
here.
me, I don't.
You know where you need to go. There, I did feel a bump down there. Oh my god! I did feel a bump.
There are a lot of Hot Wheels.
I used to love Hot Wheels.
Now we're in the boys section.
There we go. Lots of Pixar's
There's
cars.
an aisle full of Pixar's cars and an aisle full of How to Train Your Dragon. Which
Toy Story.
This will.
Oh, it's Buzz Lightyear's Infinity Blaster. What? Okay.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's $9 at 20% off. I mean, come on, I might have to get this. I might have to pull the trigger on this one.
No, that's $22.99. 20% off. $22.99.
Oh, it was in the wrong place. That's expensive for like a little plastic gun with it lights up.
Big Hero 6 toys, and it's 2018. So we are like there's a long shelf life for a lot of toys here.
Yeah, I have a feeling they didn't send them back. They just
Okay, here is a toddler-based Batman, but this is a Batman from the 1989 Batman. So, Matt, what's the overlap from like what today would be like the hard R 1989 Tim Burton Batman and
was
the
that
toddler
R? Was Tim Burton's Batman R?
It would be today. Not in the 80s. In the 80s, like RoboCop was practically PG-13.
Yeah, it's weird how that went. Like now, gratuitous violence is like slapped with an R, and like in the 80s, it's like, it's no big deal.
It's no big deal. Yeah, it's been fine.
I mean, there's a Secret Life of Pets one, and that movie came out like what 5 years ago.
And it was so bad.
Yeah, it was. It was good animation, bad story.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the dogs were cute. You know, I'm a sucker for dogs, obviously. So, Power Rangers still a thing. The Pink Ranger has definitely changed.
There's
Wait. Folks, it's an Exorcist doll. It says LDD presents The Exorcist. That is the scariest thing I've seen in the store so far.
Terrifying.
Does it spit up pea soup on you?
Because it should.
And all around the room?
But that's got to be. It's pretty. I mean, that is a very scary doll,
And it's very disturbing.
and it's who is the target market for this?
Us.
No.
By us, you mean Matt? Matt, would you have an Exorcist doll in your house?
Absolutely not. No.
Would you buy this for your small child?
No. First of all, I would probably if I had a small child, just to.
No, there's a lot going on here.
It's a lot.
There's a lot going on at TRU. This might be why they're going out of business, because they have haunted toys.
Walkie-talkie set for $13, which will they'll probably go what, like
To the end of the aisle?
to the end of the block, you know, maybe.
Not even. And regular walkie-talkies are not that expensive. Like regular, like Motorola walkie-talkies.
Yeah,
are
the
like $30.
family radio
Yeah.
system. They go like 3 miles. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, we have cell phones and things. There's also that.
There's a WWE Women's Champion belt.
You know, that's the other thing. Like wrestlers just are not as colorful and like interesting
Ooh, look at
looking
this,
as they
though.
were when we were kids.
It's the 5 incarnations of the Undertaker.
They're all
From
very
1990, 94, 98 to 2014 and 2016.
and you can see the tattoos getting larger up the arms
That's cool.
Because
over time. He has more tattoos.
And there's a women's
time
championship.
goes on.
It's interesting. There's a women's championship belt here for WWE, and there's actually a former women's champion who lives in Asheville. So
Really?
we should just give it to Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix lives here?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
we might actually find a Beth Phoenix doll. I wonder if we can.
I wonder if there's an Edge doll here.
Yeah,
Edge action figure.
yeah, because Beth Phoenix is married to Edge, which is why she lives here. There's a Triple H.
There are some legit giant belt buckles you can buy.
Wow. Battle Pack. Oh, there's a Rick. Oh my God. There is a Ric Flair robe. A Nature Boy Ric Flair full on robe. It is. How much is it? It's not.
$79.99.
$80. Holy shit. Wow. Still, might be worth it.
Yeah, that'd be worth it.
Might be worth it. Oh, look, it's a Barbie. It's an Alexa Barbie. What is this? It's an Alexa Barbie.
Oh wow, that's
I think you just asked the question and immediately answered it.
Yeah.
It's an Alexa
Or the
Barbie.
video. The video answered it.
It's
So.
a Barbie Lexa.
Barblexa.
Barbie Lexa.
So there's like a there's a it's a whole entire DC. So it's like a tiny little DC section.
yeah.
Well, I mean, Justice League did not do very well in the theater.
No, it didn't. DC Comics Multiverse. That's an interesting Batman. And what is this? It's like Batman helmet. It says "Try me." Talk into helmet. Oh, I guess it's like a voice changer.
Hello.
It says that there's a button. Hello.
Activate tactical scan.
What?
Voice changer activated.
Hello.
Okay.
I am Batman. Oh, didn't do it.
We're finished, Steppenwolf. This city
Steppenwolf?
is under my protection. Voice changer
magic carpet
activated.
ride.
Yes. As a matter of fact, the song is over.
I don't think, Carly, you have to make the voice when you're talking into the voice changer.
It makes it for
You
you.
can just be like, I am Batman. Like, if you can do that, then you don't
Yeah,
need the
but I
voice
thought it
changer
would make it
helmet.
a little more authentic, because just a little more authentic.
Well, we never made it to the video game section, but I guess that would be kind of boring because you can get video games everywhere.
It's true, but
We just download
but we are
video
here in
games.
Star Wars now.
Oh,
Star Wars land.
wow! It is
There's a lot
impressive.
of Incredibles stuff because there's an Incredibles.
Look at this. It's a look at this speeder. This like little kid speeder that you can.
Oh my gosh.
What do you call those? The
Like a
power wheels. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And it has a, I guess maybe kind of a Wookiee in it, like a Wookiee dog. Is there such a thing?
It's like a giant tribble.
It is. It's like a giant tribble.
Crossover episode.
There was an accident, and well, he squished and he didn't make it.
I mean, you can have it for $200.
Whoa,
$199.
that's on sale too. It was $250 originally.
And you can have Thor's hammer. Real
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
collectible version with
That lights up
lights and sounds.
sound. How
This
much?
is the Mjolnir, and it
Legend
is.
is $80.
Is it down to 80? I think it was originally
Meow, meow.
100.
Look at
Meow,
this!
meow.
Look at this Spider-Man. It's like Spider-Man's head as a ball, and it's like a little drone, a little flying drone. Control with your hand.
This is a little bit of a spoiler. Like a lot of
Avengers,
Yeah.
Infinity War. How is it a spoiler?
It's really tough to do
Without spoiling.
Infinity. It's really tough to do Infinity War toys without there being spoilers involved in the toys. So we just won't talk about the Infinity War toys, but suffice it to say, the toys have certain spoilers in the movies.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's you can press it. Okay. Interesting.
So
Nice.
yeah,
That's Thanos.
Thanos,
Yeah,
Thanos.
figure. But it's like a big figure. It's not like a tiny one. It's like
It's a figure.
it's a big. There you go.
Oh, there's a Chewie that is happy and is social.
He has his laser fastball, which makes no sense. I don't understand that, but I wonder what he does. How do we get him to? This is Kylo Ren.
He just whines for a while and shuts back down.
You know what I
The
call
motors are really loud.
They all go.
They do. Like they kind of make like they're jacking themselves off. It's pretty terrible. All right. Well, this has been a interesting experience.
Really cool. I mean, we are
And there's a lot more stuff here that I thought, because you had asked me before we came in here, like,
Yeah, I
would this
thought you had
place be
been in.
clean?
Yeah, we really think by now, because they've been on a clearance for a while, and they will probably
It's been
continue.
about a month since they announced, right?
Right, but last time I was in here, because I came in before to be sure that it was okay with them if we recorded and all of that.
And we actually got permission from
Permission
corporate.
from corporate to do, which is really strange because, like, I don't know what brand exactly they're concerned about. Like, they're going out of business, so
Yeah, they were really like, yeah,
corporate's
whatever, we don't
attitude
give a
was
shit.
like, yeah, exactly. They're like, why are you asking us? But we did want to make sure we got the right kind of permission. Which the irony of that is, like, we've been walking around here like nobody cares.
No one.
that we're doing.
No one, except for customers. But, like, we've walked past probably 6 or 7 employees that did not even look at us, could not care less. Like, and you can definitely tell there's stuff streamed around, and they are not putting it back on the shelves. It's just like, whatever.
We'll have some video content with a couple of, like, bonus things
It'll
from
be on our
this,
Facebook
and
page.
It'll be on our Facebook
So
page.
just do a search for Figures Sold Separately in Facebook, or
Yep.
you can go to
and it'll be on our YouTube channel too.
Articulated figures sold separately.
Oh
there you
gosh.
go. There you go.
Yeah, but we will definitely have it up on there, and some YouTube stuff, and yeah, we'll let
We
you know.
never did our introductions, so Ken.
I'm Ken at Multiverse AVL.
I'm Matt. You can find me at NCMattJ on Twitter and at NCMattJ828 on Instagram.
I'm Car2D2. You can find me at car2.d2 on Instagram. And this is Gertie. You can find her under hashtag GertieGangsta with an A on Instagram.
You can find her under the corner of the bed when the surround sound system is on.
Gertie's like a miniature chihuahua.
Yeah, mixed with miniature pincher.
So okay. She does have that mini pen look.
She does.
So-
Longer legs,
so
sweeter disposition.
she's like a Mexican-German thing going on.
Yeah, basically. Like when the Nazis fled to South America and then had babies.
They had Gertie. So you're
Gertie.
saying Gertie is a second-generation Nazi.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Wow.
you know.
I found
Sure.
I found a Force Awakens Millennium Falcon, and I don't remember the part of the movie where they just had enough of the First Order's shit. And
Oh my God, it's like a giant cannon.
The giant cannon emerged from the Millennium Falcon. And just,
When was that in
There were some liberties taken with
like,
that.
where was this scene in the movie? But it comes with Jakku Finn, and this is from Force Awakens too. This is not like
it doesn't even call it anything. It just says pop-up weapon.
yeah,
It's not even named.
I mean, this is not a Last Jedi, or this is not a Last Jedi toy. This is a Force Awakens toy. So this came out before Force Awakens, and I'm sure if I had
It was
seen
cut.
this,
It was just cut from the
if
film.
I had seen this before that, I would have been like, "What's going to happen in this movie?
What is going on in here?
Oh my gosh!"
Well, it has been a lot of fun walking around. I'm
gonna miss this place.
Yeah,
I haven't been here in 20 some years.
And this is definitely this episode will definitely go into that category of like
sort of our audio scrapbook.
exactly like this is one of those things where we're going to be able to go back a year or two from now and be like, oh, remember Toys R Us? Remember we walked through the Toys R Us?
I remember.
This is a Member Berries show for sure.
Yeah, Member Berries episode.
We do this show. We've said this before. We do this show as much for ourselves as anybody else. But this is a good time. This has been fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will see you in our next episode. We know we have been a little bit slack in getting our episodes out, but it's just scheduling conflicts.
Yeah,
but
we are
gonna,
back.
We're gonna. Well, we keep saying that every 3 or 4
episodes. We're like,
we're back.
just took a
Really, we're
hiatus.
back.
But,
So
yeah.
thanks for joining us in this little
Thanks for
journey.
watching
And
listening.
we'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah. Bye.